Yo guys, welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. Here to preview Inter's Champions League match against Shakhtar Donetsk tomorrow, 6 p.m. UK time. It is time to put behind that first disappointing result against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and the team that we're playing is the team that just a couple of months ago, Inter beat 5-0, completely smashed. And as Conte just said in his pre-match press conference, that match was pretty much as close to perfection as Inter could get. And I agree, if you remember in that match, Inter, where we played quite a low block, even by last season standards, where we were a bit more cautious. We were really cautious against Shakhtar. We really invited them onto us. We didn't really press high, and we countered the hell out of them and beat them 5-0. It was probably a harsh scoreline at the end of the match, but that Inter team, that match, was just the perfection that Conte wanted. And that's probably what we exactly need in this match. It's a match that I'm worried about, honestly speaking. Shakhtar coming, obviously, the last match they shocked the world. Shakhtar Donetsk, beating Real Madrid at their home. Well, technically it wasn't at the Bernabeu, it was one of the Real Madrid's smaller training grounds or something. But still, they managed to beat them away 3-2. The result that no one expected. Everyone expected, Real Madrid to walk this group. Shakhtar shocked them. And I watched the highlights of that match, and all the goals that they scored were all quick balls in behind the defense. Militao and Varane had a nightmare that match with the balls in behind the defense. We know their attackers are very quick. All their Brazilian attackers, they all swap positions and move around all over the place, and they cause them all sorts of trouble. And if the likes of Militao and Varane and Marcelo and all them guys are having trouble, then imagine what the likes of Kolarov, De Vrij, and all these D'Ambrosio, what kind of trouble they will go through with our high line, with our high defense. So the match is pretty much poised, for what Shakhtar want. Conte said in the pre-match conference as well that Inter are not going to sit back. It's not going to be like the match, the previous match that we played Shakhtar. Inter are going to be playing the same way that we played this whole season. We're going to press high. We're going to try to win ball high if we lose it. Dynamism, no falling back, no waiting for the opposition. That's football Conte wants, and that's just what we have to put up with. So there's no 3-5-2. 3-5-2 was the formation that Inter had so much, joy with last season in the Europa League. And against Shakhtar, we exactly played the 3-5-2 with Gagliardini, Brozovic, and Barella playing in centre midfield. But this time round, we know, in my previews, I keep saying that, Conte might change to a 3-5-2 this match. I feel like he's going to be more cautious. This guy's been mudding me every single time. It's been 3-4-1-2 every single time this season. The only time we changed formation, from what I remember, is against Fiorentina in the last 20 minutes. We changed to a 4-3-1-2. That's the only time I think we actually changed formation, and that was through the match. Apart from that, every single match we played 3-4-1-2, and Conte has indicated that there's no way he's going to change it. And you guys know my feelings on that, and I know most of you guys' feeling on that. I read the comments all the time, and everyone's not happy with this 3-4-1-2, especially if you don't play Eriksen. Okay, it makes sense if you play Eriksen to try to put him in his best position, but if you're not playing Eriksen, why are we putting Barella out of position? But then again, Barella came on against Genoa in that position and changed the match. Predicted lineups, here they are. So this is the one from Sky Sports in Italy. Obviously D'Ambrosio starting because the Skriniar is still out with COVID. He's still in Slovakia and he can't leave because he has to isolate for 2 weeks, and we'll see his COVID test still coming up as positive. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he comes back soon, man. We need that guy back. De Vrij coming back after resting last match, and then Bastoni retaining his place. Thank God he recovered from COVID. No Kolarov, because that would have been a recipe for disaster, playing Kolarov against Shakhtar here. As I was saying, their quick runs in behind us, the high line, he would have been exposed as he has been a few times this season. Ashley Young is rumoured to be starting according to Sky Sports, but then the Who Scored predicted lineups here have put Alexander Kolarov as a left wing back, which I wouldn't mind to see again. As I said, his best work is done offensively with his left foot. But I would like to see Ashley Young to come back because he's had a few trainings with the team now since he's been tested negative. So hopefully I'm happy to see Ashley Young back, especially Perisic doing not really that great in that position. In midfield is rumoured to be Vidal and Brozovic, which I'm not too happy about. Brozovic for me had an improved showing as Genoa, but I keep saying in this 3-4-1-2, I just don't see him performing well. So I'd rather see Barella move back and give Eriksen another start. I would like Eriksen to at least be given 5 consecutive starts at least. Give him some time, give him the opportunity to show what he can do. And then yeah, obviously if he doesn't show what you want in these 5 starts, then okay, we can start saying okay, sell him in January. But if we keep bringing him in and out of the team, that does not help anyone. It does not help Eriksen, does not help Conte, who keeps being annoyed about journalists asking him about Eriksen. But obviously they're going to ask him for when a world-class player who dominated in the Premier League comes here and he's struggling. But it looks like it will be Barella in the CAM position, which helps us in terms of the higher, better pressing. And obviously up front we'll have Lautaro and Lukaku, with Sanchez still out injured. And on the right wing-back position, Achraf Hakimi should come back to start. So overall, pretty strong team. I'm pretty happy with that. As I said, the only change I would make is probably moving Barella back and bringing Eriksen in. I would also be interested in, giving Raja Nainggolan more minutes, especially with Vidal. I'm a little bit worried about Vidal. He's played pretty much every single minute since he's come in. And even when Chile, as I said in my previous video, he played throughout the international break as well. So this guy's going to be struggling. So hopefully, if we have the result, at least some sort of positive result, 1-0, 2-1, 2-0 up, we can bring Nainggolan on at least at some point in the second half to give Vidal a bit of a rest, because we don't have any other options at the moment. Sensi, again, the guy, apparently Conte said, the tests show that Sensi has no injury, but Sensi himself is saying that he's still feeling some sort of pain, so they're going to have to do some deeper clinical tests to find out. But man, this guy, at this rate, this guy might have to retire with all these little injuries, because he just can't get any consistent playing time. It's getting worrying. Shakhtar should probably retain the same starting 11 that they had against Real Madrid. Again, as I said, for Inter, the main threats are those runs in behind, but it looks like Conte's not going to do much to try to really counter that. It's going to be, the best hope we have is to try to be better with our pressing, like we did against Genoa, try to win the ball, try to make sure that no passes are easy through our lines, and obviously try to minimize those long balls in behind to our defense, and our defenders to be ready with their offside trap or to run behind when needed. Andanovic needs to be on his line, ready to run out to make sure that he's there to sweep up if those any of those balls get in. But I'm worried about this match. I'm not gonna lie. Shakhtar showed against Real Madrid, and Real Madrid created a lot of chances as well, but in the end, the chances, one of the goals came from Modric from long range, and that's something that we kind of struggle with this season. We haven't really scored any long ranges this season yet, even though we have the likes of Eriksen, Vidal, Kolarov on this team, Lautaro. We need to, if we manage to create some chances on the edge of the box, Inter should try to, shoot. They don't have the greatest goalkeeper in the world. Here is the injury and absentees list for both teams. Shakhtar also been affected by COVID and some injuries. Some of the key players there are out, like Konoplyanka. Their top scorer is also out. So it looks like, Dentinho or someone else will have to play as like a false 9. For Inter, as we know, Gagliardini's still out, Sensi's out. But overall, it's a strong lineup. I am worried about this match, but I feel like the team will pull through. My prediction is a 2-1 victory for Inter, even though, yes, I know that we're away. I was leaning towards a draw, but I feel like, Lukaku on this form that he's in, he's just dragging the team through with his performances. And I feel like Lautaro, he usually performs better in the Champions League as well. So I hope him and Lukaku come up with a goal each. And I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet, even though finally we kept a clean sheet against Genoa, even though it was Ronocchi at the back. But with the Vrij there, hopefully a bit more solidity. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below as always, guys. Am I being too positive, or what do you think? What do you think about the starting 11? What do you make of Ashley Young or Kolarov, a left wing back, or would you keep Perisic? What about Eriksen? Obviously, everyone always gotta talk about Eriksen. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you for the post-match tomorrow. Hopefully, positive result. Ciao ragazzi, forza Inter.